Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosi, and in case you've been here before, you are welcome, my real G. So today we're going to be talking on ways not to settle. Without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. So guys, before I start this video, I like to mention there's a difference between settling and compromising. So I'm going to do an entire video on that, but today we're talking on ways not to settle. So the first way for you not to settle, especially, well, we're talking about relationship. In a relationship is to love with your heart and your head. Yes, love is not blind. Stop always saying that. Let's just stop always saying that love is not blind. You need to love with your head. And what I mean by that is you need to open your eyes to see what is happening around you, what is happening with you in that relationship. You need to open your eyes and see it. Stop always saying that, oh, he loves me. And at the end of the day, you see some certain things and you just remove red flag and turn it to green flag. Stop doing that. I feel like I'm in the best position to do this video, honestly, because I was in a particular relationship that, trust me, it was just me settling. That's how I saw it. It was me being stupid and settling. Let's just put it that way. And I learned a whole lot that I could do hundred of videos on. But yeah, you need to love with your head and not your heart only. Yes, love with your heart, but open your eyes. There's always a sign, and you need to look for the sign. There's always a sign, and you need to pay attention to the sign. So always love with your heart and not always love with your head and not only with your heart. You need to open your eyes. I'm sure you've heard them say, shine your eyes, shine your eyes. I'm not saying be overly protective of yourself, because I feel like after I left that relationship, that's like the problem I'm basically facing, because right now I'm like, if you do one thing that I see that I don't like, multi bounce. So yeah, I'm not saying to be overly protective or overly guarding yourself, but try as always try as much as possible, sorry, to always pay attention to things with your brain. Yeah. So the next one is to always speak up every time and anytime you feel like you don't like something. Always open your mouth to speak up. These are ways for you not to settle. So now I've come to understand, let me not say, but let's say men to a point. One thing is, once they do something and you don't talk about it, you don't feel like, oh, I don't like this, and you speak up, they're going to do it again. Yeah. So even for those that particularly have the sense, but at the same time they keep doing it again, then babe, I think it's time for you to bounce. So you need to speak up when you have to. It is, sorry guys, it is very, very important. You need to always speak up. Speak up when you don't like something. Talk about it when you don't like something. Oh, I didn't like the way you did yesterday. I just didn't like it. Simple. And you see how he's going to react. If he embarrasses you outside, you just tell him, oh, I don't like the way you spoke to me outside or in public the other day or in front of your friends. I do not like it. Always speak up. When I was in that relationship, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to be using a lot of references. When I was in that relationship, one thing I always used to do was to suck in things. I always felt like, oh, if I talk now, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you need to speak up. Whatever it is that is going to happen, let it happen, but you need to speak up. But now I feel like, personally, I'm trying to correct myself that yes, I need to speak up, but sometimes you don't have to be rude about it. Like, every time, don't be rude about it and don't be insensitive about it. Yes, let's say, you guys go out and he spoke to you somehow in front of, his friends. You could easily just wait till when you guys get home, then you talk about it. It's not like you start talking about it in front of the friends. No, that's not what I mean. And I do not mean that, oh, when he talk about you like that, talk to you anyhow in front of his friends, and you get home and you don't talk about it. I for was well, I know that assuming that happened, these friends talking about, talking bad or shutting me up in front of my friend, in front of his friend happened. I definitely know that I would have gone AY at that time. And that was, I knew I had a standard. Do you understand? But I just was sucking it in. I knew I had some things that, oh, you do like this to me, even a normal friend. I know myself. Even a normal friend or someone that I know do that to me, I'm going to. I know they take nonsense. Honestly, sometimes I just like some things to just settle in, but sometimes I'm like, no, you did that. I don't like that. It doesn't mean like I'm snapping, but I just need to always air my opinion. So always try as much as possible to always air your opinion or what you think. It will really, really help you not to settle. Why? Because if he does it again, you know that you are bouncing. Or if he has done it so many times against how you keep saying it all the time, you know that you are bouncing. Don't be afraid to always speak up. If you don't like something, say it nicely, gently, and don't be rude about it. Yeah. So the next one is to always pay attention to how you are being treated compared to their words. This one was something that I personally felt that I knew for a very long time. But sometimes when people say, oh, I love you, I really like you, and they're doing the opposite, like they don't show that they like you, they don't show that they love you. Trust me, always look for people's actions. They say that action speaks louder than voice. Always look for people's actions before looking at their words, what they say, what they've told you. Trust me, because there's always something telling you something in their actions. Yeah, there's always something telling you something in their actions. Trust me. And I like to put this in. Um, instinct is very important in every aspect of your life, not just relationship. Always pay attention to your instincts. Your instinct doesn't lie. People call it instinct, or people call it Holy Spirit. I'm part of those that call it Holy Spirit and instinct. Some people call it different things, but always pay attention. 99.9% of the time, your instincts are always right. Always try as much as possible to pay attention to their actions. Pay attention to what they are doing compared to what they are saying. I don't know the example I can use, but always pay attention. You need to act and show that you love someone compared to your words. Words are minor. I could easily tell people I love you easily and not mean it. But personally, I always mean any I love you I say. I always mean it because I try as much as possible not to always tell someone that I don't love that I love them. I try as much as possible not to, because I personally find it as deceit. If I don't love you, why am I telling you that I love you? So if there was anybody I ever told that I love them, or I'm not someone who really express or be romantic. I'm not a really, really romantic person like that. So I always try as much as possible to always tell people, oh, I love you, and and I show it. Now, I don't mean in material things. Simple things as being intentional, being, reasonable, being how will I put this? Always trying to compromise, always trying to understand you. Those are the things that I mean when I say actions speaks louder than words. Actions, how intentional is this person to you? One thing that really trips me is food. Food. When my partner buys me food, trust me, the level at which I love him, it goes more. Because that's like, I will call it my own love language. I like it where people tend to do some things for me. I think it's called out of service or so. I just really like it. So that's like an action. Them being intentional. Them even thinking about you when about some aspect of your life when you are not even thinking about it. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So always try as much as possible to pay attention to actions. Actions say a lot of things. Now I know there are so many deceitful people out there that actually even act like they love you, but they don't. But always pay attention. That is where your instincts come in. Always pay attention. Don't be covered with the good morning love, good morning message, good night message, and they're acting otherwise. And I would like to mention something. Someone can actually really love you and not being able to love you in your own capacity, but they love you in their own capacity. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if it really makes sense. So that is where you always have to always use your brain too and your head. Someone can actually love you, but they love you in their own capacity. I think I would do a different video. I think I'm really enjoying this relationship talk videos, but there are sometimes someone really loves you, but he loves you in his own capacity, not in your own capacity. Like, what I mean by that is, let's say for example, you have a partner who is basically always busy, and he always try as much as possible to see you, but not as much as you will want to see him. That's him loving you in the capacity that he can. Do you understand? Than your own capacity. You want you guys to see every week or even every day, but him is very busy and he just has to make out time to see you, let's say twice in a week. So you always need to look at actions, know when you can compromise, know when you can manage things, and know when you can tolerate things, and know when you cannot do it again. Yeah. So the next one is to stop forcing or projecting your fears on your partner. That is basically you saying you're settling. Honestly, that's it. That's you basically stating that you're settling. And what I mean by that is, okay, you are scared that this person is not going to be with you or marry you, so you begin to force it. Oh, so when are you going to propose? Oh, I'd like us to get married. Oh, babe, what do you think about this? Let's get these things. Oh, what do you think? I think we should start staying alone together. See, guys, stop doing that. Stop doing that. That is you projecting your fears because you feel like, oh, if you don't talk about these things, if you don't push it to him, then it's not going to happen. Stop projecting your fears. Guys, men, women, ladies know when you are desperate, especially men. They know, they can sense it, and that is normal for anybody to sense desperation. So once you are desperate, they can actually sense it that you are. And for some men, they run away. And for some men, they just do it. And for some men, they do it for your sake. So you really don't want to do something along the line. It's going to look like, oh, she be now you tossing me will marry. Things like that. Stop forcing your fears or projecting your fears on your partner. That is you settling. That's you feeling like, okay, if I don't push it to him, he's not going to do this. No, let him do it. Leave him, let him do it. Yeah, let him do it in his from his mind. Yeah, stop projecting your fears and your worries or your desires on your partner. Please stop. It's somehow. I know that I have done it. I might be doing it that I don't know about, but I'm definitely, or how will I put it? I might be doing it, or I might do it. So, or but I always try as much as possible to always give myself, brain. Like, calm down. Let this guy do certain things when you want to do it. Stop projecting the fear of, oh, if I don't do it now, if I don't talk about it with him now, then he's not going to do it. No, let's stop doing that. Yeah. So the last point is, don't be afraid to be alone. This is the number one thing you need to do not to settle. So now there's a difference between you being alone and you being single. You can be single. Some people love being single. You can be single and not be alone. And what I mean by that, and not feel lonely. What I mean by that is, you have certain things going on. You purposely chose that time to be single so that you can learn certain things for yourself. Now you being lonely is you craving company. And one thing about singleness, over time, it tends to come with loneliness. That some people try as much as possible not to talk about. They are single and they tell you they are really happy. There's a point in their life where they feel lonely, they crave for company. And because you don't want to be in that position or be like that, you always tend to sit down and settle whatever that is going on in that relationship. When I was in that relationship that I feel really that I learned a lot from and really, really changed my whole perspective on relationship, and trust me, leaving that relationship was a breakthrough for me. I had to tell myself and honestly told God that I wanted to leave, because trust me, it's not easy. When you've invested so much time, when you've invested so much strength, why am I not getting my English right? So much effort, you tend to sit down and say no, you can't go anywhere because you've done so much for that relationship. Trust me, don't be scared to be single. So many ladies, so many women are in so many conditions, so many bad marriages, bad relationship, because of the fear of being lonely. Don't be scared to be alone. Trust me, it's like the top tier. When you know that, oh, instead of me being in this relationship, it's better that I'm single. Instead of me being in this toxic stuff, it's better that I am single. Please and please try as much as possible to not be scared to be single and to be alone. Don't stay in that relationship that is giving you nonsense and you're accepting nonsense because you don't want to stay alone. Yeah, that is all I'm going to say. I feel like I go deep and deep and deep into it, but don't be scared to leave. It is not easy. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. It is not easy, but don't be scared. There are things that will happen when you leave that you will never think can happen to you. Don't be scared, and don't be scared to leave. Don't be scared to leave. Trust me. Don't be scared to leave. It's better for you to leave than for you to settle. Yeah. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you like this video and if you like videos like this where I talk about relationship here and there, please try as much as possible to let me know in my comment section. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. I really, really appreciate it. And you've not subscribed, because what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button so you know every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.